Let's go. Let's go. We're going to move on to the 9th match this week, and that's the game between West Ham United Hammers, the Irons, who are on absolute fire right now, man. Listen. If you want to be a blacksmith, you got to deal with fire and iron, okay? And they're on absolute fire these days. They come up against a team who are blazing even hotter than they are, and that's Liverpool FC. Red stands for blood, red stands for danger, and red stands for Liverpool. It's going to be a good one. I think last season, West Ham showed way too much respect to Liverpool, and they were rather very, very tame, in my opinion, right? But we'll get there. West Ham 4, Aston Villa 1. They play Genk tomorrow in the Europa League. Liverpool 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. Poor game management, but they bounce back brilliantly against Atletico Madrid with an emphatic 2-0 win in the Champions League to move on to the round of 16. So congratulations to Liverpool and their fans. You know, I know you're watching. You know, hi. Wait, come on, let me have some manners here. Let me have some manners. Hi. Congratulations on the win. Keep winning them games in the Champions League, man. Keep it up. Win less in the Premier League. Coming from a City fan, if you don't know. So, but all the best, though. I've been predicting Liverpool to win a lot of games. But let's get back here. What happened to these teams last season, you may ask? West Ham, Liverpool. 3-1 win for Liverpool at the London Stadium. 2-1 win at Anfield. West Ham have failed to pick up a single win in the last 10 Premier League fixtures against Liverpool, home or away, with the best result being a 1-1 draw at home February 4th, 2019, and a 2-2 draw on December 11th, 2016 at Anfield. 50 Premier League matches between the two teams, 31 wins for the Reds, 9 wins for the Irons, and 10 games have ended in draws. Their home record reads 25 games. They have picked up 8 out of 9 wins at home, whether it's the London Stadium or Upton Park, and 13 losses, 4 draws. It would be Salah, Mane, Firmino, Jota, Curtis Jones, and co. against the likes of Declan Rice, Mikel Antonio, Said Benrahma, Jared Bowen, Pablo Fornals. 2 very stacked up teams coming up against each other in a match week 11 fixture that promises fire, fireworks, and brimstone. Who will be the happier team to walk away from the London Stadium? Would it be Liverpool or would it be West Ham United? But let's not jump the gun at all. Jurgen Klopp versus David Moyes. This would be the 8th such meeting. Klopp has 6 wins and a draw. Would look to make it 7. While for David Moyes, he would look to beat the German for the first ever time in his career. Klopp versus West Ham United. 13 games, 8 draws, 8 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses. Pardon me there, I'm human, I make mistakes too. David Moyes against Liverpool. Not a very good record whatsoever. He was the Everton manager. He played in a lot of Merseyside derbies and lost a lot of them as well. 21 L's, 9 draws, and 5 wins. All right. So with that being said, guys, not many injuries for West Ham, where David Moyes say a few knocks around the team, but nothing serious. And he will look to rotate the team for the Europa League match against Genk. So there's some news on West Ham United as well. There's some news. And I have to share this news on West Ham with you. I cannot talk about West Ham without sharing the news that Czech billionaire Daniel Kretinsky is considering buying a minority stake in West Ham United. Czech billionaire Daniel Kretinsky is considering the purchase of a minority stake in West Ham. The Athletic understands. And this article is coming from The Athletic, which is usually behind a paywall. Most of the times I run into The Athletic, it's behind a paywall. The 46-year-old, who is known as the Czech Sphinx because of his inscrutable investment style, is expected to buy 27% of the Premier League club initially, but may eventually take a majority stake at a later date. This deal, which has been months in the making, would therefore spell the beginning of the end of West Ham's so-called GSB era. A reference to their majority owners and co-chairman David Gold, David Sullivan, and vice chair Karen Brady, who have controlled the club since 2010. The staged nature of the proposed deal is understood to be linked to a clause in the club's agreement with the ultimate landlords at the London Stadium, the London Legacy Development Corporation LLDC, which says Gold and Sullivan must pay a percentage of any profit they make on the sale of the club to London's taxpayers. This would be worked out on a sliding scale with no windfall tax liable if the club went for less than 125 million, but 20% on anything over 300 million. The clause expires in March of 2023. Kretinsky's planned investment is understood to value the club in a region of 600 million, significantly more than two bids Gold and Sullivan received from Pi Capital, a group headed by London-based Azeri businessman Nasib Puryev this summer. Their plan was to buy the entire club and then renegotiate its long-term lease at the London Stadium to gain full control of the multi-purpose venue, which was built for the 2012 Olympics. So, yeah, man. Yeah, that is what it is. But Sullivan, who owns 51.5% of West Ham shares, rejected Pi's bid, saying they greatly undervalue the club. He did not, though, deny West Ham have been on the market for at least a year, with an asking price of 650 million, more than double what the Saudi-led consortium recently paid for Newcastle United. All right, just had to share this one with you as well. And yeah, man, I have a few other things to share with you when it comes to... I should have actually put that up on the screen, right? But I didn't. I should have put that up on the screen, but I thought I did, but I didn't. So, yeah. Anyways, it's late. Let me put that up on the screen so you could see Daniel Kretinsky there, looking so, stern, studious in his glasses. And while you take a stare at the not so handsome Czech billionaire. Yeah, we're going to talk about another article here, man. Something really quick, and it has to do with Liverpool player. Let's go. Let's talk. Jordan Henderson is seen here smiling. The Liverpool captain, Jordan Henderson, visits NHS staff at the hospital. Liverpool captain and NHS Charities Together champion Jordan Henderson tells BBC Breakfast that frontline workers have shown great strength as he visits NHS staff at Liverpool University hospitals. Henderson helped bring Premier League players together during the first lockdown to support the NHS as it tackled coronavirus. Big up to Jordan Henderson. My uncle's wife, who is my aunt, did travel from Guyana to St. Vincent to become a nurse, and then she left St. Vincent back in 2001 to the shores of Great Britain to work for the NHS. So big up to my aunt as well, who I've never visited in England. It's been 20 years they've been in England, and I've never been to England. I had planned to go to England last year actually, but the coronavirus hit us. And I've been, joking around about it ever since, because I could still go, but I'm procrastinating big time. Big time. Guys, I do have something to share on the Atletico Madrid game as well. This one is actually funny before we get into the nitty gritty here. But Atletico Madrid struggled to sell Anfield tickets amid COVID fears, right? Atletico Madrid have sold fewer than 200 tickets for Wednesday's Champions League game against Liverpool amid coronavirus concern after the previous Anfield meeting between the sides was blamed for the huge spike in cases. The match comes 20 months after 3,000 fans of the Spanish club converged on Merseyside for round of 16, second leg tie, despite Madrid being at center of a COVID-19 outbreak and La Liga at that point staging games behind closed doors. The game on March 11th, 2020 was the last match to take place in front of a crowd in England before football shut down because of the pandemic, with the findings of a parliamentary report indicating that there were 37 additional deaths in local hospitals after that game. So you could see pictured there, Atleti versus Liverpool, big pandemic going on back in 2020, and they decide to fill out a whole stadium. Very dumb, but it is what it is, man. All that is behind us, and we've moved on so much from that Liverpool lost both games back then against Atletico Madrid, and we've gone so far into the future that Liverpool just won 2 games against Atletico Madrid, which is a big triumph for the Merseyside club indeed. So Liverpool, as I mentioned earlier, was linked to Aurelius Tchouameni. Don't know how true it is, but Tuttosport reported that. So that's about it in terms of the news. In terms of injuries for Liverpool, Thiago is back fit again. Fabinho is fit again. Harvey Elliott remains out, injured, long-term injury, but he's walking and things again, you know what I mean? He's training again. And Naby Keita, who's made of glass, he's actually for real made of glass, though. He got glass bones. He's out injured again, and James Milner is on the sideline struggling with some injury himself. And I think that's about it in terms of Liverpool and their injury problems. And as I mentioned, West Ham remains relatively fit. So we're going to go right back. We're going to all the way back, right back like Trent Alexander-Arnold to the insights here. Do you know, guys? Did you know? Salah eyes record for the best start on the road. Did you know that Mohamed Salah's... yeah, just laugh off the mistake, right? Did you know Liverpool's Mo Salah has scored in each of Liverpool's first 5 Premier League away matches this season, becoming only the second player to achieve that feat for a club after Thierry Henry did so for Arsenal in 01-02. Henry failed to score in the Gunners' sixth away match of the campaign. Only Premier League title holders Manchester City with 80 and reigning European champions Chelsea with 66 have earned more Premier League points in 2021 than West Ham United's 62. This is already the most points the Hammers have won in a single calendar year in the competition. And wait, Liverpool was not mentioned there? Okay. Liverpool did not have a good 2021, especially the earlier parts, but have really pulled things back tremendously. Liverpool have scored at least 3 goals in each of their last 6 Premier League away matches, netting 22 goals in total. In the entire history of the Football League, only one team have ever scored 3 or more times in 7 consecutive away league matches, with Birmingham City doing so between centuries ago, November 1892 and September 1893 in the second tier. Mikel Antonio has been directly involved in 17 goals in his last 22 Premier League matches at the London Stadium for West Ham United. Big up to the boy Mikel Antonio, though. You know what I'm saying? Big up to the boy Mikel Antonio. You know what I'm saying? Big up to the boy Mikel. You know what I'm saying? Big up the boy Mikel Antonio doing the damn business there for West Ham United. Yeah. 11 goals, 6 assists. He is the top scorer, 19 and assist to 12 at the London Stadium, and is one of 3 current players to be outright top for both goals and assists at a Premier League ground, along with Jamie Vardy at the King Power and Raul Jimenez at Molineux. Craig Parson will be in charge of this game. So, in terms of my prediction for this one, wait for it, guys. Wait for it. Look, West Ham are playing some quality football. They will be hosting the game. They have been playing a lot better at home. But are they going to disrespect Liverpool? Just disrespect Liverpool, you know what I'm saying? Show them no respect and go out there and play. This West Ham team is looking hard to beat. They're looking hard to beat. They're playing well. Solid defensively. And they do have the personnel to rotate during the Europa League as well. Zuma Agbana has been at the back. Cresswell looks good. Ben Johnson's been playing at right back lately with Kufal coming back from injury. Keeping Kufal out the team. That's how good he's been. But Rice, he's the man right now. Declan Rice. He's been good. Rice been good. Along with Kufal Shusek, they've been good. They're going to be very difficult to break down. Very difficult to beat. Fabianski in goal. But, you know, with saying this, coming up against a rampant Liverpool team right now. But could the West Ham attackers in Antonio, Fornals, Bowen, Benrahma, Lanzini off the bench, Yarmolenko off the bench, Vlasic and co. Could they breach this Liverpool defense that always gives you an opportunity? Are they going to be good enough to continue their consistent run in the Premier League? Same points as Man City. That's how good they've been. Liverpool, on the other hand, coming off of emphatic victory here against Atleti. But when you think back against for the draw against Brighton, as much as Liverpool's been playing really good, they beat Man United 5-0 and then you go and you draw 2-2 against Brighton. So it gives you that hope, you know what I'm saying? For an opposition team, you get that hope that you could actually get something. This game will have goals. It's going to be a high scorer. It's going to be a high scoring game. West Ham has to win the midfield battle here. They got to win the midfield battle. And I think that's where Liverpool are at their weakest, in my opinion, and that where they appear to be their weakest. You know, the front three are going to give you goals. But are they good enough in midfield to prevent the attacks from getting into the final third and breaching their goal? For this game, guys, this is a rough one to predict. I might actually regret this prediction. But I think this game is also going to end in a draw, you know. I think we're going to see a 2-2 draw for this one. High-scoring 2-2 draw. West Ham, the happier of the two teams. David Moyes finally making some good decisions. I think they'll walk away with a point or even more. But this game could go any which way. Won't be surprised as well if Liverpool go on to win it. They might just. But I just had a sneaky feeling that West Ham could get something, you know what I mean? Judging from what we saw with Brighton, Trossard and them guys doing the business, they're getting a point. I think Antonio could be a problem here. His physicality could be a problem. The trickery of Benrahma, the swiftness, and the industry of Bowen. Fornals could pop up. Declan Rice has a goal in him. They will be very dangerous in the set-piece situations as well. See a guy like Craig Dawson if he feature, or Zuma. Them guys are deadly. Even Ogbonna. Cresswell with that left foot. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to go for a draw here. I'm going to go for a draw. Think Liverpool are going to, you know, put out a good performance as well. But I got to put some respect on West Ham's name right about now. A draw won't be good for Liverpool as Chelsea may just beat Burnley and keep going ahead. You know what I mean? And who knows, City might just beat United. But if Liverpool drop points, City drop points, Chelsea, it's not good for any of the two teams because Chelsea would keep, distancing themselves at the top of the table. So I'm going for a 2-2 draw here. Brave and bold. Not taking it back. 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw. So with that being said, with that 2-2 draw predicted, Liverpool's next game will be against Arsenal after the international break. Then they play Porto. Then they play Southampton. For West Ham, they do play tomorrow against Genk. And then they have Wolves after the international break. Then Rapid Vienna, Man City, then Brighton. What are you guys saying in the chat right now?